All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our team call. Today is May 14th, 2015. And I've actually been doing a lot of thinking this past week about, I know that Kara had commented in the group, during the week, earlier in the week, how overwhelmed she is. And that had me thinking because I feel like I know the majority of you are newer coaches, and I know we're all different and we all do things in very different ways, and we all get motivated by very different things, and we're all very different, right? And I know that when I started out coaching, that I'm the type of person that I just go all in. I did the same thing with my weight loss. I just go all in. And like it just hit me that, and I guess I've known this, but I've just never really thought about it before, that not everybody's like me. Not everybody's an all-in type of person. So, as new coaches, here we are telling you this big life change. These are the things that you need to do. Go do them, right? And it's overwhelming because I know each of you want to succeed, but not all of you are going to be able to start posting on Facebook 3 times a day, 3 to 5 times a day. Not everybody is going to be able to send messages, invite to challenge groups. And I got to tell you, as a new coach, that stuff wasn't easy for me at all. All the trainings that I've gotten from Melanie Mitro and my upline, Inspiration Nation, and it's just helped me grow over the years. So if you see other coaches who are more confident and whatever, everybody is just so different, and you cannot compare yourself to others. And then you do what you can, and then you're going to grow as your time. Every time I sent an invite out to somebody, I thought they were going to think I was calling them fat. I had the worst fear to send out an invitation to our challenge groups. And I was asked to start friend requesting people. Well, how do you friend request people you don't know? And that was really hard for me. But once you start doing things over time, they just get easier with time. You just have to sometimes close your eyes and just press the button and press send. So I really want to share with you, though, the importance of setting business hours and finding the time that is good for you in each day to sit down and do these tasks, because they are very vital to your business. And I know that in the beginning, it was hard for me. Believe me, I chose to watch TV. I chose, when my son took a nap, during the day, that was my alone time. That was me being free for that hour, whatever that it was at the time. And I just chose to watch TV and relax. And, over time, when I didn't see my business going anywhere, and I saw my other coaches, moving on past me, I didn't like it. And I was like, you know what? I got to sacrifice some things because I really want to succeed in this business. So TV wasn't as important to me anymore. My extra time wasn't as important to me anymore. I mean, some people go as far, I don't get to go out a lot at night because I am a mom and my husband works late a lot. But, but if I did, I think I would actually choose to stay home and to grow my business, because my why and the reason for doing this is so strong that I so badly want to succeed in doing this. I feel like, we all have struggles in life, and I'm struggling right now, and I was going back and forth with whether to share with you guys, and I'm okay. With whether to share with you tonight or not, but I feel like I have an appointment tomorrow, so tomorrow's just going to be the telling. It give me a lot more information, and I just rather share what's happening with me past that. But I feel like, when Kara mentioned about being overwhelmed, and everybody felt the same way, I felt overwhelmed too, and I really had a hard time sitting at the computer and doing my work, because I didn't feel like it. I was struggling. It felt like I didn't have the passion this week. I just lost it. And and I still did it though. I sat at the computer. I did my invites, but it was hard. But what kept pulling me out of those moments was my why. And it was actually really fun, not funny, but so when you turn diamond, I tell you this all the time, how amazing it is that we have Melanie Mitro part of our upline, right? So once you turn diamond, she has another group for you to be a part of. And every Wednesday morning at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time, we have this call. And I kind of felt like she heard you guys. You know, she heard you struggle this week because she touched on that. And this call is past Wednesday. And I just want to share like her awesomeness with you, because I just felt like it's exactly what I needed to hear this week. Exactly what I needed to hear this week. So she was asked, I guess, earlier in the week, when do you get to a point in your business where you don't need to invite anymore? And, you know, she thought about it for a little bit, and she's like, you know, never. You never stop inviting. It definitely changes, and it definitely gets easier, like, because their trust, you know, they're going to trust you more if they've been following for a while. So the conversations are a lot shorter. And, you know, it's a lot easier to close the sale. But she's like, that's just, you know, inviting is going to be something that we're going to be doing. I mean, she's obviously a top coach. She's a multi-millionaire right now, being, you know, a top coach, and she still is inviting. But she just says, as you grow and as you become more successful, your credibility changes. So they trust you right off the bat, instead of, you know, having that conversation and basically selling you. You're already sold. They're just interested in getting started. So but it wasn't always easy for her. So what she was saying is consistency is key. And consistency is key. And she's so right, because I know I tell you guys this all the time. It's key to this business, because your Facebook posts, you know, people are watching you, the conversations that they're having with you, like every time, and I've said this many times, every single time that you plant those seeds in their head by having a conversation, by posting on Facebook, by, you know, whatever it is, those are seeds being planted in their head. So if you stop that consistency, guess what? You're no longer in their head. So she said that there were many points in her career where she struggled, and she didn't feel like doing it. She was just sick of it. At times she didn't know what to post. You know, she just battled with herself, and, you know, sometimes she didn't feel that she was good enough. And she was just very insecure of what she was doing, if people were really listening. But she did it anyway. And she pushed through it. And because she knew that she had certain goals in mind, and she knew what she had to do. So she pushed through it. And she says, if you keep stopping and starting, it's jacking your credibility. You're losing if you start and stop, you're losing the people that you've gaining, and all the momentum that you've gained. So she's like, when you're having a hard time, just try and push through it. And wait, let me see what she said. And she said that sometimes that, you know, she may not have been as creative this week, but that, you know, that particular week, whatever, but she just did it anyway. You know, and if she didn't know what to post, she just, I guess, looked at what other people were doing and just, you know, created something from that. So she also said, which I totally relate to. So I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I had an extremely hard time conceiving Ryan. I had 5 miscarriages prior to him. And that was the worst 2 years of my life. Every single time I lost my baby, I felt like a piece of me was taken away. I felt worthless as a woman. I felt like I was preventing my husband from being a daddy. And I even told him at one point, you know, please, like, go find somebody else that can make you a daddy, because I didn't know at the time that was possible for me. And I kept that quiet. I kept that quiet from everybody. My struggle for 2 years, I kept it quiet, because when people suffer from miscarriages, they don't talk about it. I don't know why. Like, it's silly, but we don't talk about it. I what really helped me during that time was I had a support group of ladies that I just found on babysitter.com that were going through the same thing. And the good news is that we've all moved on and we all have our little miracle babies. But, you know, it was such a struggle every single day and going through that journey. And I started sharing that with social media. Once I, you know, because my coach, Kathleen, she's like, you know, maybe you want to share that with people, because I feel like, I guess it would make me more relatable. People will just have a different trust because they know that you're trying, like in my posts, I try and be as raw as possible because I feel like that will get people's attention and that will help people beyond like just being a health and fitness coach. Right. And I just, and so Melanie, so once I started sharing like all my rawness and like all my struggles and my good days and my bad days, and you know, I'm not this superwoman. I'm a person. I'm not perfect. I have feelings. I have struggles. You know, Melanie says, be the face of your struggle. Be the face of your mess. I know Katie Ursa called it her mess, like, because Katie Ursa, she had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma last year. And she went from a she went from a low rank to a ridiculously high rank and like quadrupled her business in 1 year because she shared what she calls her mess. You know, so share your, you know, and you may not feel comfortable with doing that now, but we all have a story. We all have a struggle. And maybe one day that you would feel, because I feel like once I shared my miscarriage story, like so many women started talking about it to me. It opened that door for them. So, and the other thing that she said to us was, you have to have a strong enough why. If you come into this because you just want to help people, that's not a strong enough why. Alyssa Shoemaker says your why should make you cry. So like, you know, I thought about that a lot because in the beginning, like I really just wanted to help people. But then my why kind of like evolved. And it then turned into, you know, it took me 2 years to conceive my little guy, and I did not want to miss a day of his life. I did not want to miss a milestone. And becoming a coach has gotten me, you know, to remain a stay-at-home mom, because I can tell you 100% that we couldn't afford, it was a silly decision because we couldn't afford to be home, for me to be home. So I would have been back to work a long time ago. So then I have this amazing transformation. And, you know, as I am working out, like I'm starting to feel confident and I'm starting to feel good about myself. And quite honestly, this is the best that I've ever felt in my entire life about who I am as a person, because for the first time in my life, I can actually say that I'm happy. I struggled with weight all my life. And just by doing Beachbody programs and Shakeology, this is the first time in my life that I ever felt confident. And I'm like, I want every single woman out there to feel the same way that I do. I want them, my why has evolved because not only do I want women to know that they can become healthy and fit, but I want them to be confident and love themselves, because once I became confident and loved myself and who I am, that was a huge game changer for me in life. Huge. So my why has definitely grown, has grown. So because my why is so strong, like during this last week, I feel like that just kept me going at the computer and just doing what I needed to do. Am I doing 100% of what I was doing before? No. Do I have that same passion? No. But I'm still doing it. I'm still posting, you know, 3 to 5 times a day. You know what I mean? So it's your why. You need to ask yourselves, like, you know, why do you want to be a health and fitness coach? My goal one day is to be financially free. I want to make a lot of money. I want to advance in rank. I don't want us to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. You know what I mean? And there's so many successful coaches that I know it can be done. So, hi, Chelsea. So anyway, where was I? So she said to figure out your non-negotiables every month. Figure out what you want to do every month. So hitting Success Club 5 should be a non-negotiable every month. Your posting on Facebook should be a non-negotiable. your when you're going to find the time, set those business hours. You know, I figured it out over time with my business hours. Some of you may not be an all-in type of person, and that's fine, but set the business hours, you know what I mean? And do what you need to do during that time. What else? And then your why. Oh, and she says if you stop restarting. Wait a minute. She says if you stop restarting, your willpower. Wait. So if you keep stopping and restarting, eventually your willpower is going to give in, and you're going to give up. And that made perfect sense to me. And she said, oh, and this is one thing that really related to me too, is she says, embrace your struggle. Because if you don't go through the struggle, when you guys have your team one day, you won't be able to tell them how to get out of that struggle. You won't be able to give them tips of how to, you know what I mean? So like, she's like, embrace the struggle, because then you're going to be able to pass on to your team how to you'll be able to help your team better. I was like, you're absolutely right. You have to know what it is to struggle before you help people, right? So I just felt like, she was talking to us because I know a lot of you are struggling, recently. So do you guys have any questions? Do you find that helpful? Could you relate to anything?
Shannon.
Go ahead, Nikki.
I think it was very helpful, and I know for a fact my problem is setting the business hours, and every day that I don't do it, I just get more frustrated. So I just got to really focus on that and working during those hours.
Yeah. And I feel like the more you don't do it and the more you get frustrated, the more you're going to feel like giving up. So it's like I know for many people, when somebody, like for me, like anybody, I guess, when somebody is so overwhelmed, what do? They don't deal with the situation. They ignore it, right? But by ignoring the situation, you're not fixing it. You're not helping it. So, start setting small goals for yourself, Nikki. Again, some people aren't an all-in person like me. So start setting small goals for yourself, like every single day, like at 9 o'clock at night, at least work for an hour. So, at least during that time, you have 1 hour to sit there and do, what you need to do.
Yeah.
Business, like I kept, it is so funny because I know I've shared with you guys many times, but business hours are just so important. I heard so many top coaches say, set business hours, but it never really clicked. And then once I said business hours, I'm like, duh. And now I'm at the point where like I have somebody watching my son twice a week now, and man, that's such great focus time. So Chelsea, I'm sorry, did you have something to say?
No, I was just gonna make sure you're on right.
What?
I was just trying to make sure I was actually on, that you guys could see me on. I wasn't sure if I connected or not.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I said hi, Chelsea. I guess you didn't hear me.
No, it was still getting frozen.
Gotcha. Well, welcome. This is Chelsea's first call.
Hi, everybody. I might have to disconnect in a minute, though. I let somebody take a turn to go put somebody down so I could try and get on for a minute. But
that's okay. That's all right. Does anybody else have anything to share or that they can relate to? Anything that I just said? Okay. So on Monday, we've got a lot of things happening actually on Monday. So starting Monday, we have our challenge groups. Does anybody have any challengers for any of the either the 21-day fix or or the 30-day general group?
I know I had somebody interested in joining. She's actually here at work with me. She just needed me to send in her the website for it so she could sign up.
Okay.
But I don't know. You said something about setting up a website. I'm not sure.
Okay. Do you know how to find your coach ID number?
No.
Okay.
If there's a place that you can go on and just kind of direct me into it, because otherwise I'm completely lost.
Yeah, we'll talk, Chelsea. That's fine.
Okay.
And I can I can send you a link to give to her so that she can order it directly.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay. It's only Thursday, right? There's plenty of time from now until Monday. I know that, the next few days I'm going to invite my butt off. So start inviting, to the challenge groups. And let's see how many we can get. So also too, if Crystal Crystal's pushing for Diamond over the next, few weeks. And we were thinking about doing, even though it's not scheduled, we were going to do another coach sneak peek starting on Monday. And I think that instead of doing a 3-day sneak peek, I want to turn it into a 5-day, because the 3 days, I just feel like it's too much. If any of you have been in one of our 3-day sneak peek coaching groups, it's just too much information in one day. Like, I feel like if I was in that group, I would be extremely overwhelmed.
I followed this last one, and I'm already a coach, and I was overwhelmed
Yeah.
with information.
I think between all the stories, the coach stories, and the, all the information that we're posting in the group, I think it's too much for 3 days. So, what I was thinking about doing, if you guys want to invite to a 3-day sneak peek, and for the newer coaches, what that is like a group that we run just like a challenge group, but it's to explain what we do as Beachbody coaches. So if you know anybody who you think that would make a great coach, you can ask them to be a part of this group, and then this group would basically give the details of what we do as a Beachbody coach over the course of the 5 days. So I try and invite and get as many people as I can into the group. So I had also, I don't know why I never thought to do this, but put an ad out on my like page for the sneak peek. So I'm doing that for the first time to see that if anybody would be interested in, just to get other people besides, my friends and family on Facebook. So if anybody has anybody, to invite to the 5-day sneak peek, please start inviting for that as well. We usually don't have this much going on in a month, but I feel like this month has been crazy. But hey, the more we have, the more people we have to invite, and the more, success, and the more that we move our businesses forward. So anyway.
Okay, Shannon, I did an ad on my like page, and it wasn't approved.
Yeah.
So instead of you did a clean eating one.
Yes.
Can you do a different one that they'll approve, or no?
Yeah. So to do an ad, like, Facebook has all these ridiculous rules. Like, you can't do a before and after picture. If you create an image, you can only have 20% of text on the image. You can't promise false results. So you can't say and you'll lose, 15 pounds. You know what I mean? Like, you have to, I would change the wording so you can possibly use up to 15 pounds or something like that. You just can't make any false, whatever. So the reason why I always stick to the same clean eating ad is because it gets approved every time. So I just thought of something. The ad that I put out tonight probably isn't going to be approved because it has more than 20%. Oh, You know, and what's weird is that I actually reached out to another coach in our upline who's, I think, 6-star or whatever, just for suggestions. And she showed me that picture, and I literally just recreated it and just put me in it. And I wonder how she gets hers approved. So that's a great question. But anyway, like when you put out an ad, if you basically don't hear back right away, it's not approved. Like if you don't hear within 24 hours, you probably know it's not going to be approved. Well, I'll keep my fingers crossed for this one because it's definitely more than 20% writing. But anyway, I'll let you know how I make out with that. So anyway, so do you have any questions? Anybody else?
Can you show us, can you post like what you did for your ad for,
Yeah.
just for ideas?
Yeah. Yeah. So like what I do, actually what I did as a new coach and what I still do is that I just follow other top coaches, and then I find things that I like and then just recreate them and make them my own and share my story. And like their images too. Like I just played with PicMonkey until I figured it out. There's a video that in our Dreamers, Believers, Achievers groups that, you know, in our file section that'll show you how to create an image on PicMonkey. Make that your best friend, or make your apps on your phone your best friend, because those images are eye-catching, you know. So basically I just take from, just because I'm not a creative person. I am so not a creative person. So I just get ideas from other coaches and then make them my own. So, yep. Jen, are you sleeping?
No. I do have somebody that ordered a 3-day refresh challenge pack. Would she qualify for the 30-day general session you're doing, or how does that work?
Well, didn't Kathleen say that she had one?
Yeah, I didn't know if hers was a general one or if it was specifically for 3-day refresh, but I thought if they were both general, then it would just not matter which one I
No,
chose.
the general is more towards like somebody who has an exercise program.
Okay. So I'll do Kathleen's, then that's fine.
Yeah, I think Kathleen, hers is just a Shakeology one.
Oh, okay. Yep, I'll do that then.
Yeah. Did she end up buying 2 challenge packs, or was it just one, Jen?
She bought 2, but she bought them, like, she didn't sign them up separately.
Oh.
I know. She didn't listen to me when I said, when you're ready to, you know, do this, call me, or, you know, we'll go over it. She just kind of went ahead and did it on her own, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it, but she just listened to me.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Do their own thing sometimes, but.
Yeah. All right. So listen, you know, we're in the business to help people. You know what I mean? So try, you know, for a group, you know, make it our goal every single month to try and help at least 3 to 5 people, you know, and invite them to our challenge groups. So the more people we invite, the more conversations that we have going, the more people that we're going to help, you know. And my goal is to make, you know, people feel as good about themselves as I do. And you guys may have different goals, and that's great. You know, whatever, and it took me a really long time to figure out that was my thing. So like my posts are a lot of trying to motivate people and inspire people, because that's just who I am and what I want to do. So eventually, believe me when I tell you that you will figure it out. You just got to keep going and don't stop. Don't stop. Just keep going. Push through to your struggle. You know, I just keep thinking, you know, Katie Ursa, she dealt with chemo and radiation, and she still worked out, and she still, you know, built her business. And, you know, when she was sick, she had her team to back her up and do, you know, whatever, you know, she needed help with. And, you know, I just think she's amazing. And is everybody like that? No. Does everybody have that strength? No. But I don't know. I want to. you know, so, and I promise you guys that I am okay. I promise. And I will share with you all, I promise. I just want a little bit more information before I share with you guys, okay? All right.
Perfectly fine. We understand.
Okay. Do you guys, is there any other topics or anything else that you want to talk about? Because we still have a little time left.
That's my question.
No. All right.
Any other ideas of how to make my legs stop hurting so bad? Shannon, I came into work and I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this.
Chelsea Chelsea just started the 21-day fix for the first time, ladies.
No, I remember this pain because I did Insanity one day and I woke up and I could not get out of bed. That's how bad it was. And now, it's not that bad, but oh my gosh, does it hurt? Yeah,
usually the more you move, the less the pain, but also too, just keep taking ibuprofen every, however many hours it says. Did you take anything for it?
And no, when you told me that, I went to go grab some, and it was all the way on top shelf, and there was no way I was going to get up there because my legs hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about putting one of my kids up there and having him grab them, but it just hurts so bad I can't do it.
Yeah. See if one of the nurses at your job will give you some.
Yeah, maybe. I hope so.
Yeah.
I should go out now because it's bad.
Yeah.
I still worked through it today. I think it was the upper fix I did today, and I still worked through it really good. So
yeah. So Chelsea, it's nice to finally talk to you face to face. I've been trying to recruit Chelsea forever.
Really.
So Chelsea is one of my no's, by the way, everybody. She was one of the ones who didn't return my messages. All right, and here she is, now a coach. So it goes to show that if you stay consistent, you know what I mean? You'll eventually break them. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely.
It works, I promise.
Yes.
So, all right, ladies. What'd you say?
I said I'm going to keep doing that to my friend until she's like, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I think I might have another one possible, too. She's been posting messages on my Facebook about how we've been keeping her really motivated and stuff. And now she's working out, but I'm going to try and get her to work out in these videos instead of the ones she's doing.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Oh, and ladies, before we go, I've been thinking a lot about our challenge groups, and I really would love to and I know I have these templates made, and that's great, but I feel like we need to spice up our groups a little bit. So I feel like, and I just haven't had the strength this week to do it, but if anybody wants to just add other stuff to the group, like a post-workout selfie, or Sarah, you do that, and I think it's great, so thank you. Or something like a motivational image or a recipe that you've tried. If you guys can just occasionally throw them into the groups that you're a part of, just to whatever that you feel has value that would help our challengers besides just the post of the day, I think that that could help too. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. So if you guys can just help me out with that, I would really appreciate that. Yeah, because I feel like we just need to spice it up. So, all right. Well, thank you for getting on the call, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.